are we doing, everybody? Welcome to Steele Talkin Sports. I am your host, Jay Steele, and let's get talking. So, if you've been sleeping under a rock, or you haven't watched an ad on YouTube, or you haven't watched a TV commercial in the last 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, sports gambling and sports betting is now alive and well in the state of North Carolina. Tar Heel Road. Go Tar Heels. So, this is a great day in sports. You need to hop on over to your betting site of choice. There's 9 or 10, maybe 15 available now in the state of North Carolina. ESPN Bet, DraftKings, FanDuel, Caesars MGM, a whole host of others. So find one that you like the best, the one that looks appeasing to you. And yeah, they've got bonus bet offers, deposit match offers. Jump on over there, cash in on some bonus bets and some bonus money. And let's start making smarter bets. And yeah, let's have some fun watching sports in a different way, the way that you can make some money and enjoy watching the game with a little bit more skin in the game, you know? Little background on me. I am not a pro sports handicapper by any means. I am just a mega sports fan. I watch sports all day, all the time, whatever is the major sport going on in the United States at the moment. If it's NBA, NHL, college basketball, NFL, college football, Major League Baseball, I don't care. I will watch it. I love it all. I will bet on it all when I find it appropriate. And when I find it appropriate, I will share content with you on YouTube. Also, you will be able to follow me on Twitter or X at Steele_Talkin. That is where I will post pics on a regular basis, clips, any information and insight that I find valuable to the world. This is not going to be a sell my picks service. I'm not going to charge anyone any money. This is just going to be a free show on YouTube. So yeah. And I'm not going to encourage people to bet large sums of money. I'm a small amount better. I will bet $5 to $10, maybe $20 at max on a basketball game if I feel confident. Other than that, I'm betting $10 a game right now, and that is my sweet spot. I feel good with that. And I encourage you to do the same. If you're new to sports betting, there's no reason to go out here and drop $25, $50, $100 a game if you don't know what you're doing. So since it's new in North Carolina, I want to try to provide educational information that you can make smarter bets and also show you how to do some sports research that doesn't take all that much time. If you're going to spend money on betting on sports, you need to spend time researching on sports to make smarter bets. It's not that complicated. You do more research on making a purchase on Amazon. So why wouldn't you do it? If you're going to try to win money, you would want to do some research. I think I've found a little bit of a system, especially with college basketball right now. So, you know what? Shake and bake. Let's go. I think that doing sports research is fun. So I look into the numbers. I find things that are interesting to me. It may not be what is on like the preview article for the Carolina Duke game. It may not be in your normal research. I find things that are interesting to me. So I may not follow the trend, but I will try to provide some insight and show you how to do some research on your own as well. So, first things first, let's jump into it. College basketball is alive and well. Like I said, March Madness has been crazy. There's been upsets all over the place. Teams that are terrible in regular season play are beating the best teams in their conference. It's fun to watch. Um, so we've got some college basketball games today. I'm going to jump right in and show you how to do some quick sports research. So that you can make a smarter bet on the first day here in the state of North Carolina on some college basketball. Um, so, love South Park. Shout out to them. So, here we go. I'm going to share my screen with you and show you how to do some quick research so you can make a smarter bet today. Let's go. There we go. So right here, I'm going to go to ESPN. Gonna go to NCAA men right here, scores, and that will take you to the lineup for today. And I'm gonna change this filter to Division One. There we go. Just making sure that's still recording. So first, right here, Monday, March 11th at 6 p.m. on the CBS network, we've got Towson at Charleston. This game is being played in Washington, D.C. at the Entertainment and Sports Arena. So right here on the right-hand side, I'm going to click Gamecast. This will take you to kind of like a preview of this game. Over here on the left, you've got the odds for the game. You can see that this opened at College of Charleston minus 3.5. It is now up to College of Charleston minus 6.5. So the Sharps got in there at the 3.5 and bet the hell out of that. So now Charleston is favored by 6.5. That's a pretty big move. But what I'm going to show you is down here at the team stats, you'll see the team points scored per game, offensive, points allowed, defense, how good they shoot from the field, rebounds, assists, blocks, steals, and their winning streak currently. And then down here below, you see the last 5 games for each team, and then their rankings in their own conference over here on the right. The things that I focus on right here, the first 2 points and points allowed. This tells you a lot. And then the last thing is the streak. I like the streak over here, which you can kind of get the gist of that with the last 5 down here below. But points allowed right off the bat. College of Charleston scores 81 points to Towson's 68. That is a 13-point difference. That is huge. In college basketball, that is a lot. And you can see by the last 5 games over here, they score 83, 87, 96. They did only score 72 against Towson on February 24th, but they beat them by 16 points. And then against Delaware, they scored 90. Conversely, on the other side, Towson has only scored 66, 67, 75, 58, and 56 points. So they are just not as effective offensively on the court. So when I see that big of a point gap in just an offensive standpoint, I like the minus 6.5 number. It means that Charleston can score points to beat the minus 6.5 and win by 10, win by 12, something like that. Points allowed, on the other hand, it does show that Towson is a good defensive team. They only give up 64 points per game. On the other hand, Charleston does give up 73. Now I'm going to take you to the second site that I do research on. This is called Odds Shark. So if you go to Odds Shark right here, this is the home page. If you hover over sports, NCAA basketball, matchups, and scores, this will take you to a similar page that we were just on with ESPN, but they've got more in-depth information to dig into. So right here, you'll see the opening line, the edge finder. This is kind of the same thing we were just looking at. But this is important right here that they have the head-to-head between the last. Oh, crap. Here we go. Sorry. Here we go. The head-to-head for the teams in the last 10 games, and you can break that down to the last 3 and then each individual game here. But Charleston is, over the last 10, there's 7 wins and 3 losses against Towson. And then down here at the bottom, team records, all games versus conference games, and the last 10 overall. I like this tab. Over the course of the season, Charleston is 21-5 when they are the favorite. That is a very good sign. When Towson is the underdog like they are today, they are only 5 wins and 9 losses. I like that right there. And if you scroll down to the trends right here, it kind of breaks down a bit more history that's not shown. Like Towson is 1-4 straight up. That's what SU means in their last 5 games against Charleston. Also, Towson is only 2-8 ATS or against the spread in their last 10 games played in March. So usually that means that by the end of the season, this team, if they're going to get beat, they get beat by more than the number. That's what ATS means. If they're getting 4.5 points, they lose by 12. And then on the other side, if you hit CFC, they're 10-0 straight up in their last 10 games. They are 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games in March. So this team is good at the end of the season. And then if you scroll down here to the last 10 games, you can kind of break down all of these informations. Here's Charleston with all their 10 wins in a row. Here's what they were favored by in those games right here. Here's their score against the spread, their field goal percentage, free throw percentage, and 3-pointers made. So I will look at these 2 different sites. And then when I go to DraftKings to make my bet, I go to DraftKings Sportsbook, college basketball men. In the first game right here, Charleston, -6. You can see that -110. Obviously, that is the betting odds that you will see over here in your bet slip. And -110 basically means you're betting 10 to win 9. That's kind of like a 90% payout. So you can see right here, if I bet 10, I would win 9 because my payout is 19. You win your $10 back if it hits, and you get the $9 for winnings. So that's how I would bet this game. That is a smart way to bet. That is like beginner's betting 101. And I'm not going to encourage anybody to do more than that because if you're brand new to sports betting, I do not encourage you to bet $25 a basketball game or $50 game, $100 game. I'm going to be betting $10 a college basketball game throughout March Madness. I'm trying to grow the account slowly. I do not want to waste all of my money, and I don't want you to do the same either. So let's make smarter bets. So hop on over there to DraftKings. Bet that Charleston -6. They're going to crush Towson. They won by 16 last time. Best bet for Monday, March 11th, 6 p.m., College of Charleston, -6. Go for it. Um, all right. All right. So now that I taught you how to do a little bit of research, the next thing I'm going to take you to is some conference tournament futures. Here in this week, we've got the major conferences in college basketball playing their conference tournaments. Some of the smaller conferences have already started, and there's a couple teams that have punched their ticket already. Speaking on that, just as an aside, last night I counted 4 teams that have punched their tournament ticket to the tournament. From the Ohio Valley Conference, the Morehead State Eagles, they are 26-8. From the Big South Conference, the Longwood Lancers, they are 21-13. And if you didn't watch any of their games in that Big South tournament, go watch those on ESPN Plus. That was fantastic. They absolutely crushed High Point yesterday. They were up 20 points in the first half, and they were amazing. And that was on High Point's home court. Yeah, that was outstanding. From the Missouri Valley Conference, we have the Drake Bulldogs. They are 28-6. And from the Atlantic Sun Conference, the Stetson Hatters at 22-12. Of those 4 teams, if you're looking for like an outlier team to win 1 game, maybe 2 games in the NCAA tournament, my pick is the Drake Bulldogs. If you have not watched that team play, you are missing out. The Drake Bulldogs are an excellent basketball team. Their head coach, Darian DeVries, and his son, Tucker DeVries, are outstanding. Tucker is like 6'8", 235. He can shoot, pass, rebounds like nobody's business. And the entire team can shoot the 3 really, really well. So I will be on the Drake Bulldogs, whoever they play against in the first round. They are an excellent basketball team. Last night I was doing some research. They are ranked 48th in the nation in 3-point field goal percentage and 26th in the nation in 2-point field goal percentage. So they're very effective at shooting the basketball, which is what you need in the NCAA tournament when you go on the road and play, 400, 500 miles away from home, in a big arena that's basically a indoor football stadium. It's going to be tough. So you need teams that shoot the ball well. So I would be on the Drake Bulldogs. So over to the conference tournaments. I'm going to focus on the top 4 or top 5 Power 5 conferences, because those are the ones that haven't started yet. You can still get good value in the teams out there. So I will show you what I'm looking at and how to get there right now. All right, so we'll go right here to DraftKings. You go to college basketball. Sorry, I'm going to start this up. College basketball. Go to team futures right here, and then conference tournament winner. So you can see right here, like the Southland, the Northeast, all these smaller conferences have already started. The ACC, you can see all of these teams available. Those are the ones that haven't started yet. So I'm going to focus on the ACC, the Big 12, the Big East, the SEC, and the Big 10. And tell you what I think are my picks for teams to win their conference tournament. So first off the bat, ACC tournament winner. Right here at the top, you've got North Carolina and Duke. If you did not watch that game on Saturday night, it is available on ESPN Plus. I highly advise go rewatch that. You can skip through all the commercials with the fast forward tab. that was a great game. I'm a Carolina fan. I enjoyed watching that game. I was on Carolina. I won a bet, but I was definitely scared at the end because Duke made it a 3-point game like 4 times in a row in the last 2 minutes, which with timeouts and fouls, it took 25 minutes to play the last 2 minutes of the game. But neither here nor there. That was an excellent basketball game. Always is. Even when Carolina was up 15 points in the first half, I still felt like Duke was in the game. They weren't. We were up 15 points on the scoreboard, but Duke was making plays that did not look like a team that was down 15 points. So they're still very much a very good basketball team. They could win the conference tournament, no doubt. I would love to see a third game rematch between the two teams in the conference tournament. But at plus 150 and plus 160, there's not a lot of value in there. If you click on that North Carolina and I were to bet $10, it's going to win you 15 and your original 10 back. So it's a $25 bet or a total payout, but you're only winning $15. That's not a lot of value there. For me, the top 5 teams that I think could win, Carolina, Duke, Wake, West Virginia, and Syracuse. So if I was going to place a future on the conference tournament, I would be looking at somebody like Syracuse right here at plus 6,500. If you put $10 on this and Syracuse wins the conference tournament, that is a $650 payout. That is what I'm talking about. That is like, it may be long shot odds, but they have proven that they can beat good teams this year. And also, like, if you're going to bet on somebody to win the conference tournament, you want to win a little bit of cash. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I would be looking at. I'm not going to bet that. I would probably, outside of, my team, Wake is here at plus 900. That's 10 to win 90. That's not bad. That's pretty good right there. I really like that. Why am I not seeing Virginia? I'm taking Virginia off the board? Huh. Weird. Well, Virginia was right here in this plus 1900 range, which I don't know why it's not there. But yeah, that would be 10 to win 190. I'm sure that'll come back up later. Might have just got bet too much, and so they took it off the board for right now. But you'll be able to bet that before the game start on Tuesday, so don't worry. So next, I'm going to move to the Big 12. Minimize all of these other leagues out of my way. So the Big 12. Obviously, Houston is the number 1 team in the country. They're a wagon. They just beat Kansas by 30. That was ugly. There's no value in taking Houston at minus 135. My next 4 teams would be Iowa State, Kansas, reluctantly, because they look bad, and with Hunter Dickinson having a separated shoulder, I do not know how they're going to play or be very good at all. So that would be definitely a no bet. Texas at plus 3,000. Wow, this was plus 5,000 24 hours ago, I think, when I wrote this down. And then Kansas State plus 30,000. So this is my favorite one on the board right here. Kansas State. If you put $10 on this, you win $3,000. This is absurd. This is a dummy bet. I would actually probably go down to like $5 on this just because it's so silly. Don't waste $10 on this. Put a $5 on it. If you win $1,500, like, you feel like the GOAT. I've got a lot of bonus bets. It would be great if I placed a bonus bet on this, but I don't think they would let you. I think the bonus bet cash maxes out at a certain dollar amount of payout. But if I could put a $25 bonus bet on this and win $7,500. That'd be pretty damn cool. But I don't think they're gonna let me do that. But that would be my super long shot for the Big 12 tournament. Baylor right here at plus 800 is another really good one. They're a great offensive team. They can beat anybody in the country. That would be a good one. But if you really want to like sprinkle some to have a good weekend, put a fiver on Kansas State and win $1,500. That would be really cool. If somebody sees this and does this, send me a picture. Like let me know. I wanna root for you. Next up, where is the Big East? Here we go. Big East. Another conference where UConn, number 2, number 3 team in the country, whatever they are, really good fucking team. They will certainly have the advantage in the upper Northeast wherever they play. I'm sure this will be at Madison Square Garden. Danny Hurley calls that his second home. I hate watching Danny Hurley coach. He complains at every single play, but UConn is one of the best teams in the country. But I'm not going to bet $10 to win 7. There's no value in that. Fuck out of here. But my 2 favorite teams beyond that are the chalk, the next 2 favorites, Creighton and Marquette. Now, Marquette has some injuries, so I have questions about them. Creighton has been really good, but they've kind of lost to these other 2 top teams in the conference as well, so I have questions there. If you want to take a flyer on a team outside of the top 3, I would just go with Coach Pitino and St. John's. They have played awesome since he basically called them out and said they were a bunch of bums. If you missed that, go back and watch that. He complained about his team being slow. They can't guard anybody. And then he called out his NIL boosters and said that they don't spend enough money on their team compared to the other teams in their conference or in the country. And after that, they have been smoking teams by 25 plus points. So, I don't know. Maybe old Pitino has got his mojo back and he's finding a groove in this first year with St. John's, but I just don't like him. So, I'm not going to bet on him. But if you want to bet $10 to win 80, there you go. Next up, we got the Big Ten Conference. This is a conference that's really up in the air. Purdue is obviously one of the best teams in the country. You can get them at plus 100. You bet 10 to win 10. That's cool. It's not great, but yeah. To be honest, I don't really like any team in this conference besides Purdue. And maybe Illinois, they can run it up. They can score some points, but they can also lose a stupid game. So, I like Northwestern and Boo Buie. If you haven't watched Boo Buie highlight tape, he's really good, point guard. But they can't win on the road. Neither can Wisconsin. And Nebraska, I try to pick Nebraska every fucking time they play and they lose. So don't bet Nebraska. If you want some value, bet Illinois. But I mean, 10 to win 30 ain't that great. But take it or leave it. Last up, we got the SEC conference. This conference tournament is going to be insane to watch. I think the winner is going to come out of these top 4 teams right here. But honestly, whoa. How did I not see South Carolina? Wow, that is disrespectful at plus 6,000. Oh my God. Yeah, fire away at South Carolina. $10 to win 600. Take that and run to the bank and thank me later and send me tickets on Twitter of you cashing in on this South Carolina plus 6,000. How did I miss that last night when I looked at this? Oh my god. Yeah, that would be my favorite right there. They have been one of the best teams in the country. They can beat absolutely anyone. Lamont Parrish, their head coach, has done an amazing job with that program. He is probably well on his way to Coach of the Year in the nation. Yeah, take South Carolina at plus 6,000 and call me on Sunday when you cash out and tell me thank you. You're welcome. So folks, I think that is about it. That's all that I've got for today on my very first episode of Steele Talkin Sports. I will be back probably later in the week with a new episode, probably next Sunday at the end of all this conference tournament stuff. So follow me on YouTube at Steele Talkin Sports. Follow me on Twitter /X at Steele_Talkin. Actually, I will do that now. Yep. Follow me right here, Steele_Sports. And I will see you next week. Thank you for watching. I appreciate anybody who watches this in the next week. Comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and keep up with me on Twitter. I will post my daily college basketball picks, so that way you can keep up. We will keep a running tally, and let's make some money on small bets. Thanks, everybody. Peace out.